Like, I knew how this guy was. I warned you how he was. I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf. Jar could have you, and that's probably what he was trying to, like, that was probably his dream, his end goal. You know, like, how could he get caught in a cheating scandal or dumped by his girlfriend if nobody will believe it ever happened? Nobody. You, like, ducked us, and then you refused to talk to any of us unless Goblin was present because Goblin was being nice to you. But the fact that you had the audacity to make yourself the victim. I've seen your DMs.
After all this, I don't know who to trust.
You don't?
And I don't know.
Do you even trust yourself?
No, honestly.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
What the f is wrong with you?
A lot is wrong with me.
This guy's insane.
You want to get better and you want to do right by the people that you've wronged. So turn yourself in. I am in full agreement of the wood chipper. With what I know now.
What? That was wood chipper.
Who knows, Synny? No questions or confessions?
Hey, dude. What's going on?
No confessions. I don't...
No questions?
Are you gonna hurt me?
Oh my god!
Anyway, you know, this, like I say, this situation is continuing on. And the reason we're looking at this today is because a call was actually released between Kumo, Synnibear, and another person, where I think we'll listen to it and see what we think. But what it feels like to me is this is like put out a video where you're contesting with Synnibear publicly to make it look like you've always had this position, like you've always thought Synnibear was bad. Where it's like, no, I don't think that's the case. I think you did have a support of Synnibear. And you just need to say that you fucked up there. Anyway, let's have a listen and see what we think about this.
I kinda gave up on the apartment search today because the two places I went to, I couldn't even find the fucking leasing office because there were no signs or anything.
You couldn't check on, like, Google Maps or whatever?
I did. The building the apartment I'm in at least has signs, like, pointing to...
I mean, once I finish with this, I'll happily talk to Queeman, because he's been covering it a bit more than... Well, quite a lot more, so we can fill me in on any gaps. He's already done it in chat. But when I finish listening to the call before we do the gaming stream, I'm interested, if he's willing, and he wants to...
Where the leasing office is.
Well, you got until, what, August?
Mm-hmm. Wondering if
I
I can just find another roommate by then, since I have that much time.
Yeah, probably. You should.
Only issue is who, because, like, I don't fucking trust anyone right now.
Right.
Especially strangers, like, I don't know who the fuck. I don't get how people can just, like, roommate with people they don't know. Unless, like, it's for school.
Oh, no.
Oh. I got an email from the prosecutor with a copy of the letter he sent to Jack.
Okay, that's good.
I just, you know, as much as I think that there's lots of fuck-ups here, I think some of this is also just, like, seemingly, from what I can tell, a product of the art community being this, like, weird, insular thing. And they all get in each other's business and shit. Like, the Leo Convoy guy is a great example of this. Not that I've covered that, you know, extensively. I've watched one video about it. But they're all, like, in each other's business and defending this person, defending that person, and talking privately and shit like that, you know. I don't want to put the guy on blast, okay? He's had enough, right? But it's like JustARobot, after the conversation on stream, messaged me and asked for a private call. And I'm thinking, like, bro, are you what? You think I'm going to hop on a private call with you to have a chat? What you on about, dude? Like, these people think that that's like a reasonable request. Like, I spend my personal time having what is essentially to me a work call. No, I don't want to fucking talk to you privately, bro. I'm good, thank you. If you want to talk, we can talk on stream. But I'm not looking to fucking baby you through your fucking shit that you've caused. You know, there's times where I've thought about this and I thought, oh God, it's a bit rough for that Mr. Robot guy. God, it must be tough to be in issues. But it's like, it's a product of his own failure. Like, it's his own doing. Like, he's played himself. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of dissipates the feelings of badness for him, because I'm like, well, this is his own fucking fault. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, sort your shit out. I don't know what to tell you.
That's good. And you said it'll take 10 days before they decide whether or not they're doing a trial, or...
Yeah.
How long will it take for him to receive the letter?
No idea. They're sending it to Cass's house because I told them that's likely where he's living.
Why didn't you tell them about the drugging?
Because I forgot about it.
I don't know how you forget about something like that, but okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, this person, I think they came into chat actually, Romantic Goblin. I think they're part of this group that have been trying to help Synnibear. Because some of this conversation is presumably about like offline shit they're trying to help them with. It's a short stack goblin. Did I press play?
You didn't even bother to show them the recordings we gave you and told you to show?
They didn't ask for them. They were very, like, quick.
Yeah.
It was also just kind of a weird experience because instead of meeting in, like, an office or anything, I was meeting, like, in the courtroom. And there were other people in there just listening into us. Like, most of them weren't even, like, government workers. They were just people just sitting in the courtroom. Probably for a trial that was going to happen, like, an hour later. Like, just random Samaritans. Don't chew on that cord. Don't chew on the cord. It was a really weird experience, because, like, anyone could have listened in on what I was saying. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I just would never... The cord, just the robots at a house. It's just so crazy. Like, I just cannot fathom why someone would go out on a limb. Like, you go out on a limb for someone. Like, for example, right? I had a private conversation with Prime Kai. Remember the Prime Kai stuff with Katarana? I spoke to him privately. And the reason I did that is because I felt sympathy for him going through like a terrible, embellished allegation. It was, I remember vividly, I was out that night and it all went down. And I came back and I messaged him, was like, do you want to have a chat? Because obviously, I've been through a similar thing before. You know, but then that's a situation where it's like this guy is going for the ringer, unreasonably and unfairly. So I'll take that time to speak to them. Whereas with Synnibear, it's like, I wouldn't dream of it because... You know, like, having a conversation is one thing. Like, if you want to talk to someone who, you know, and whatever. But it's this level of, like, babying that I just find so absurd. It's like, I don't know, like, it's like fucking Alfred Opinion said in his coverage. Just call the suicide hotline or call support somewhere. You know, why is it you're relying on these internet individuals to support you through this? Particularly when you've engaged in such an egregious act. It's just mind-boggling to me, you know? But, you know, if someone wants to do it, I don't necessarily have, like, an issue with it on, like a moral level. Like, it's your decision who you talk to, and if you want to help someone, you know, I think people deserve the right to have people help them. I don't think that should be cut off necessarily. But, you know, it's when it goes into the realms of coming up with stories to help them get off on stuff they've done. That, to me, is fucked, and you shouldn't do that. And you certainly shouldn't publicly talk about it if you're doing that behind the scenes, you know? And, you know, this idea that Kumo's takes publicly didn't change when he's in private speaking to them and helping them craft narratives to get them off the hook for stuff. It just doesn't add up to me. And apparently they've been copyright struck, so I can't see them myself. But I just think that my guess would be that his perspectives were heavily influenced by this kind of like private sympathy he was demonstrating.
So, you watched Beckett's stream, and that made you leave.
I believe so. I don't know whose exactly it was, I just remember...
It was compensated.
Yeah, I remember doing a little cry at work, because...
Because why?
Because I was listening to it. Oh, hi.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Yeah, everything's good.
All right, Goblin. Did you were you guys already talking about something or?
Goblin.
No, we were talking offhandedly about things, but I was waiting for you to get here before we got into.
All right. Cindy, do you have an idea of what it is that I wanted to talk to you about?
No,
No clue.
I mean, I can't think of anything that that wasn't already brought up.
Well, you talked it in the Copen. You said you watched the Copen Sea stream, and that upset you.
I mean, that's what upset me, but I don't know what Kumo was upset about.
Oh, so you didn't finish the Cope and See the stream?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, Cindy. I'll just be blunt with you. I have a problem with how you've effectively lied and have been performative for the last, I don't know, almost month with me.
What do you mean?
Well, since the moment you got in contact with Jar, you have had a completely different attitude with me, Barry, Goblin, Evan, anyone else you've spoken to in our group, our support group for you.
Oh, by the way, that fucking what is his name? Evan, the Evan dude. Evan is online. Is that it? Is that the guy? He's involved in this too. I think he's one of these background supporters too. He's the guy that basically introduced me to Kumo. Do you remember? I complained about him fucking connecting us about a few weeks ago. No, Evan. Oh, what's his name? No, Evan Do Things. Something like that. Sorry, yeah, it's Evan Do Things or something. Sorry, I got the wrong name. My bad. No, it's something to do with Ethan is online. I fucked up. I mixed the two up, okay? You lied, kitten. Daddy doesn't like when you do. Okay, dude. I mean, this whole... Dude. Here's the reality of it, okay? Synnibear is adrift, okay? Synnibear is totally 100% fucked. And Synnibear will take whatever help they can get if they feel that it's going to help them with their public image. That feels to me to be the kind of reality of this. And this idea of changing when Jar gets involved. I mean, you know, maybe that happen behind the scenes, but it just seems all of this is a product of Synnibear desperately trying to grasp on to whatever person they can that they think is going to help them. And also, you know, they think they can somewhat manipulate in some way and act super suicidal so they get in their good graces and they get help from them. That seems to be my impression anyway.
You've had a completely different attitude from what you said in that interview. In that interview, you were not the anxious, paranoid, remorseful Synnibear. You were the Synnibear who's confident and making steps towards repairing her career rather than bettering herself and making sure she doesn't make the same mistakes again. That's who you were in that interview, and that's not who we've been talking to. And when you make comments like you didn't realize this was an issue until now, it only further confirms to us, and you even trying to double down also confirmed to us that you didn't believe a single word you were saying to us. You were just giving us lip service.
I mean, Synnibear is desperately flailing, trying to get them to anything that will help them. I feel like this is you know, a kind of crazy way of framing it. When Synnibear, it's like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, Synnibear's a total freak. Yes, correct. They're taking advantage of anyone that will help them. Correct. It just feels like a kind of a display. A display to kind of criticize Synnibear to avoid taking the L for having spoken to them in the first place. That's what this comes across like to me.
And so this is why we've actually been trying to confirm, get eyes on a police report to make sure this is actually happening. And this is why we want to see for ourselves that you've even been going to fucking therapy. But even if you've been going to therapy, you sound like in that car with JustARobot that you don't believe that you need to change. And it seems like you didn't believe you needed to change based on your comments towards us afterwards. And it's only just a day ago or 2 days ago that you actually realized for yourself that you need to change. Do you understand how that's the exact polar fucking opposite of what you've been saying to us when we tell you that you need to change and that we're here to help you and be here for you as you change? And then you parrot it back to us that you want to change, and you've actually, before we even came into this, you said you wanted to change and be better, and you're only now realizing that you need to.
it's the aspect of what needed to change. Like,
What has changed? We've been talking. We never called you a groomer. We never called you a groomer. We never called you a pedophile. This entire time we've said that you're hypersexual. You're like hypersexual shit, and you're like, in your fucking insanely terrible impulse control needs to be like worked on. These are very. We've identified these issues for you ages ago, and you told us that you wanted to change, that you needed to change, and you've deliberately gone behind our backs. Oh my god, you've like treated us like we're like second opinions for you, as if all of us don't have the same fucking goal. If you don't like what one of us says, you go to another, and when they tell you to go to me, you went to Jar. And then I don't know.
Yes. I don't. Like, Synnibear is desperate. Synnibear's entire career is crashing around them because of credible grooming allegations. Which, you know, certainly a proven allegation that they sent porn to a 14-year-old and had sexual conversations with them. Right? Of course they're going to go to whatever they want to hear. Oh, dude, it's just like, yeah, this person's a total freak, and you tried to help them, and now you're burnt by it. Dude. And now you're trying to berate them for it. Just take the L, bro. You shouldn't have fucking helped this person in the first place, clearly. Or you certainly shouldn't have gotten as close to it if you did want to help them. The help should have been, oh, sounds like you're going for a tough situation. Put out a response in a timely fashion and make sure you're honest. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It just seems like, you know, you put your hand on the stove and it's really fucking hot. Yeah, obviously. I don't have much sympathy. Knowing the stove was on.
Why or how, but you were like freaking out that I was undermining Jar. And this, I did, you know, honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't have. I should have just let you go down that path.
It's like, it feels like there's some of these like smaller creators, commentary people, small commentary lot. They get so like you're so in the weeds at this point, right? You're like so involved that you're like, oh, the Jar thing, and you did this, you did that. Bro, you shouldn't be anywhere close to this. You should be at the back going, oh, look at all these freaks doing crazy shit. You should be in that position. But instead, you're in there too involved. Your fucking hands are filthy with how involved you are in this. Do you know what I mean? Why? Why have you done this? And now it's been revealed you're not taking an L. You're trying to like finagle the situation to come out looking good. It's nutto. Yes, small commentary's totally nutto.
You're freaking out that I tried to undermine Jar in your best interest. Like, I knew how this guy was. I warned you how he was. I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to, like, that was probably his dream, his end goal. You know, like, how could he get caught in a cheating scandal or dumped by his girlfriend if nobody will believe it ever happened? Nobody.
What the fuck? He said Jar wanted to... What? That is deranged, bro. That is totally deranged. As you know, I've got a lot of criticisms of Jar. I don't think Jar wanted to rape. That's a bit nutto for me. What the fuck?
He would believe it ever. Like, half of the people, if you came out and said he did that to you, half of the people wouldn't believe you. The other half would believe you, but they'd be like, no, I'm not going to give sympathy to a pedophile, because that's what they've been calling you. You are not in a position to be so, like, careless. And you don't even try to lie to me. You only talked to Jar and continued contact with Jar because he told you what you wanted to hear and I didn't. You lied to me saying that you wanted...
Jar told you what you wanted to hear and I didn't. This feels like I said at the start, this just feels like trying to change the narrative that you never really helped Synnibear that much. But you did, bro. You did. You were there, like, giving narratives to help Synnibear avoid ramifications of certain acts. I mean, it's just like... Just feels like this attempt to circumvent public perception, which is correctly saying Kumo was way too fucking close to this, to be like, oh no, Kumo clearly was, not like close to it. Jar was the one that was close and he wasn't. Bro, I've seen the DMs, bro. You sent them to me. I think you maybe didn't realise how bad they were or something, but fuck me, they're bad. I'm actually on Queeman's side and Queeman hates me. Well, I mean, Rightly so. On both counts. Dude, I don't- Oh.
You saying that you understood that it was probably not in the cards for you to get your fucking YouTube career back. You said you understood that. And yet with Jar behind the scenes, because he was giving you this false hope, you had a different face on with him.
Listen, I know Kumo's got a problem with all the commentary women, okay? He hates women more than I. I don't have any issue with Leah Something, personally. Nor any of the... Well, who was it the other day? Oh, Jessica Pizzle I got a bit mad with the other day. That did happen. But generally speaking, I don't have any ill will towards any individuals of that nature.
Him entirely. That's why I'm upset at you, Synny. That's why I no longer want to be your friend, and that's why I no longer want to help you. Because you won't fucking help yourself. So, like, excuse me for caring, and excuse me for biting the bullet, but I'm being told by everyone I know that you were just using me. And I feel inclined to believe it considering you've lied so much. Synny, I don't even think you've been genuine with me once. And this doesn't mean that I'm going to call you a pedophile, or I resend any of my logical takes. This just means that, like...
Oh my god, dude. I resend any of my logical takes. Oh my god.
Okay,
Kumo Bros, it's over.
Off depressed people. New intro when?
Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, he just sounds quite full of himself. Like, there's times when you're allowed to be full of yourself, but I don't think one of those times is when you have gone to bat super hard for a nonce. And now are desperate to not take an L, so you're coming up with this fucking call to berate them publicly. Well, privately, then released publicly. Oh, God, this is rough, dude. This is rough stuff, I must say.
I don't care anymore. You get what I mean? I shouldn't care anymore. It was wasted effort, because clearly it meant nothing. And then, oh my god, I'll let you speak after this, and then, upon realizing that we're upset at you, and that, like, without even trying to understand why, you decide to make yourself the fucking victim instead of trying to communicate with us. You, like, ducked us, and then you refused to talk to any of us unless Goblin was present because Goblin was being fucking nice to you. But the fact that you had the audacity to make yourself the victim. I've seen your DMs. How are you this dishonest with yourself? You sound like you've genuinely convinced yourself that nobody in this group cared about you. Did we do things that people who didn't care about you would have done?
I don't know.
Like, if we didn't care about you, like, how do you explain the things we've done for you? And I'm not trying to lord them over your head. I'm genuinely trying to understand how you've come to this conclusion that we just didn't care about you in any capacity. Like,
Kumo, I have some bad news. They are calling you Grumo in the chat.
Okay, thank you for the 333. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
as if my ulterior motives can't coexist with, like, caring.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people? Bro was fiending for the Pegasi skull.
Thank you for the super chat. I don't think that's the case. Well, if it is the case, I don't think there's as good an evidence as... It could be. Listen, there's an argument there. Don't get me wrong. I just think from what I understand about this Kumo guy, it sounds like he was just obsessed with this idea of going at Birdie. And, you know, he wanted to, you know, make moves to allow him to shit on Birdie more effectively. That's what it feels like to me. And it was at any cost, even the cost of, like, helping the Synnibear person out. Okay, apparently there's a timestamp here where Kumo co-concedes at a different take or something.
People.
Thank you for the $2. Okay, let's have a look at this. The timestamp shows what he said. Okay. Oh.
A prescriptive, like, ideal outcome. Ideally is she gets, like, real IRL, like, friends, and she has, like, an actual circle that's, like, far removed, all adults, everyone's mature, maybe they're like more well adjusted than she is, preferably, and then I don't have to talk to Synny anymore. That actually is very ideal. I don't share any interests in common with her, and in fact trying to find games she's, like, interested in or whatever to, like, have casual like discussions whenever she's frustrated. I have so much trouble because she has shit taste, if I'm being blunt. Like she plays fucking slop, you know? I don't want anyone to think like, oh, Kumo genuinely wants like a like long-lasting, meaningful friendship.
Bro, this guy is like flitting about all over the place. So we've got the original DMs where he's like being super friendly. Friendly to the point where some people are interpreting it as some romantic attraction. Right? Having ongoing conversation, speaking to them every day. Or not, well, I can't say every day, but like giving a good morning message and talking to them and being the defense attorney, being their counselor / therapist at points. You know, and then at the end he does cut it off and say, I can't publicly like defend you because there's worse shit I didn't realize, you know, but I'll still be there for you. And now he's here on Beckett's stream saying this, and then in the call with Synnibear he's saying that. Like, his position on what he's done changes with the wind, it feels like. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this, to me, I can't shake this idea in my head that I've got here where it just seems like this is all to avoid taking an L. Like it's like post hoc presenting something as if it was always the position, when you could look at the details and go, well, that wasn't always the position. You know? You clearly have had different intents and motives and goals in how you've gone about this. And it's fine if you feel you fucked up, but just own that and say that and move on. But it's like he's trying to wrangle it so, you know, there was never any mistake. There was never any L. Right? Like,
okay, that's
we were always at war with Eurasia. I was always criticising Synnibear.
As a female
you know?
viewer, I assume you hate me. And then when you say you don't, it's always a nice surprise. Take my money.
Okay, thank you for the $10. I don't... Listen, I'm actually a feminist, okay? Thank you very much for the $10.
With Cinny. And it's not like that. It's not like... That's really not shade to Cinny, like, oh, you're a piece of shit, I hate you. Because I don't care enough about that aspect of it, right? It's not really my place to, and it's not my job to. I can leave that up to the rest of you, and I'm not like contesting you for caring about it. In fact, I'm just the most I've pushed against the grain was trying to make sure like people care about it like genuinely, instead of just like the moral outrage because everyone else is outraged. But I think ideally, if she has like IRL friends and then like she's too busy hanging out with them and having a life that she doesn't have time to talk to us, ideally that's better. Like, yeah. I don't think it's a sustainable friendship to like talk to Cinny forever and ever online.
Do you think
I
Cinny
can't even
knows
I can't even share any interests with her. I've told Cinny
yeah, I think I see the point being made here. So, you know, Synnibear is interpreting this as like a negative aspect, right? I think I need to go back to see the thing, but...
You like ducked us, and then you refused to talk to any of us unless Goblin was present because Goblin was being fucking nice to you. But the fact that you had the audacity to make yourself the victim. I've seen your DMs. How are you this dishonest with yourself? You sound like you've genuinely convinced yourself that nobody in this group cared about you. Did we do things that people who didn't care about you would have done?
I don't know.
Like, if we didn't care about you, like, how do you explain the things we've done for you? And I'm not trying to lord them over your head. I'm genuinely trying to understand how you've come to this conclusion that we just didn't care about you in any capacity. Like, as if my ulterior motives can't coexist with, like, caring. Like, both can be true. I can have an ulterior motive and still care and try to help you. Like, do you have, like, do you have an exclusively two-dimensional way of thinking?
I don't know if the way I'm thinking is super rational.
I think you're very rational.
Bro, it's like insane hot and cold with this dude. Where he's in the DMs acting like he really cares and wants to help her. And then somewhat reasonably comes to his senses and goes, there's too much here, I can't defend you anymore. But then he's still saying that he'll still be there privately to assist where possible. And then publicly he's going on like Beckett's stream and saying his fucking diatribe about how he doesn't care and just don't share interests and shit like that. And now here he is berating Synnibear for thinking, you know, that there wasn't a care there. Like, this interaction is going to completely frazzle her fucking brain. And she's already fucked as it is because she's a fucking nonce. No, come on, let's not rewrite the jar stuff, okay? She's okay. I do not think that Synnibear has got a persistent attraction to prepubescent individuals. No. I don't think that the medical definition of pedophile applies necessarily. But like the behavior is totally and utterly egregious to the point where it feels like, again, dude, Spinal BJ, just shut the fuck up about this, okay? You're a total fucking pedo for still pushing this line of argumentation. When what does it fucking matter? They don't fit the medical definition of pedophile in the fucking DSM-5. But they sent pornography to a 14-year-old and expressed in great detail their precise sexual desires, fetishes to their satisfaction. I mean, dude, it's just so obvious.
I think you know what you want and you've just been lying to me the whole time. I think, actually, Barry put it best. I think you were using us for comfort.
You know Spinal BJ put his hand on a hot stove for a Twitter cut slap, right? What? What are you on about?
And Evan, or sorry, not Evan, Beckett suggested that you were using me. I kind of believe him with how badly you wanted me to do that stream and then how you reacted poorly after I did it. But Evan suggested to me that you only wanted me to take the fucking brunt of it when you were under the most fire. And I could believe that. Because the fact that you actively ignored my very rational and helpful advice and went to fucking Just a Rapist. This guy who you clearly knew was hitting on you because you... So, I'm so fucking stupid for giving you the benefit of the doubt. We asked you if he made any passes at you. I actually didn't expect you to be able to list anything off, because you're supposed to be autistic, right, Cinny? How come you gave us, like, anecdotes that perfectly suit, like, make it perfectly clear that you were aware he was making passes at you? And now you're acting uncertain that that was the case.
Wait, what is this? Wait! Okay, I know we're supposed to be focused on this. Spinal BJ is a black pedo? The worst kind of pedo? What the fuck? This isn't him, is it? How can I tell? He's black. Do I actually need to touch the stove? Put your hand on it. This is the closest I got after 20 attempts. Dude, normally I wouldn't like look at someone's chat stuff. I don't tend to make a habit of it, you know, because it creates a weird dynamic. But I mean, Spinal BJ, you've kind of asked for it here. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Your endless pedo shit has caused this consequence, I'm afraid. Who is this? Miwu? Who the fuck is that? Welcome, brother. Bro. Well, now I realise that I can actually add a racialised element. This is the girl, and apparently she posts cutting videos. Bro, Queemock, dude. The Jews are just so insane at intelligence. It's unreal. Fucking Queeman digging up all sorts of crazy shit. Listen, I get the feeling Spinal hasn't got much shame. Don't fucking have a go at him too much. He's probably getting off on it, okay? Just relax, okay?
I didn't think it was at the time. At the time, I thought he was just being, like, weird. I didn't think it was, like, an actual pass. Like, I was assuming that he was, like,
You're smarter than you're letting on.
I thought it was weird. I didn't think it was, like, a flirt. Like...
So why was it weird?
Because I just thought it was strange to say, because it's just not something you say.
Because you thought it was a flirt?
Not really, it's just...
Well, then why would it be strange?
I mean... I don't know. It's just not like a thing I hear people say very often.
So what else could it have
that's
been?
wonderful. But how do I make
Just
money
him being
off
autistic.
depressed people?
I can confirm that Kumo talks to friends like this behind the scenes all the time. He berates and degrades, then plays the victim when they leave him.
Okay, that's wonderful. But
Thank
how
you
do
for
I
the
make
$5.
money off depressed people?
I'll maybe take a look at the Dr. Disrespect Rumble stuff tomorrow. But for now, we're doing this. But thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, I just... you know... it's totally deranged. I don't understand the idea behind getting this involved and having these conversations and berating people like this. I mean... Why? Why spend your fucking life doing this? There's way better shit to be doing.
Autistic? I don't fucking know.
Also, it's so difficult to get anywhere with your channel when you're this hyper focused on the autistic details of shitty little dramas, you know?
Off depressed people.
The average IQ of my people is 112. The great sorting of Germany helped get rid of the dumb ones.
Thank you, Musty. Musty's Jewish, so he's allowed to say that, to be clear. Thank you for the $5.
I just kind of wrote it off until I...
You wrote it off even though I warned you specifically about this type of behavior? I don't buy it, Cinny. I don't. Did you actually stay on the phone with him while he went to sleep?
I thought I was being a friend. I thought he was trying to be a friend to me.
Did you guys goon together at all?
No, what the fuck?
He didn't make it like in your phone calls with him. You guys didn't do anything freaky.
No, he mostly just talked about fucking like Star Wars and shit.
Okay.
I love the extra bit of jar juice we're getting, I must say. I don't think they did goon together. I think that, you know, JustARobot. I mean, given the chance, maybe he would have done. But yeah, I think that it makes sense that he would just sit there and autistically talk about Star Wars.
Okay, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Because, I mean, it wouldn't really reflect negatively on you if he did.
And I mostly just talked about my cat, like...
Okay. So I'm guessing the passes at you were the extent of it because we cut it short, because you didn't really have much time with him, right?
I guess. I don't remember how a lot of it...
Did he say anything to you before he blocked you?
He just said, "We are done."
Okay. He broke up with you? Okay. I just don't know how you make yourself the victim in this, you know? Like, we genuinely cared and wanted you to get better, and we were actively trying to help you with your reports. We were like consoling you and trying to make sure you weren't like killing yourself.
I thought Kumo was normal, then they leaked their own call. Yeah, when I've spoken to him on stream, he seemed like pretty reasonable. Like, he's able to present a pretty reasonable impression. But, you know, the DMs were bad. This is worse. Well, it feels like the effort, like, especially the Jar stuff. It's like capitalizing on the shit that Jar is getting to try and put something out, you know, again, to kind of launder your image, to make it look like you weren't super helping out Synny like you were, you know? Yeah, I just think, you know, all these people involved in this community are fucking insane and like way too involved in each other's business. And yeah, you know, to be completely fair as I possibly can, as much as I'm being critical here, like all Kumo had to do, and all he probably still now maybe could, you know, do this, is just take some else. Put a video out. I was way too close to this as well. Although my intent wasn't the same, which I don't think it was, to get into the pedo wussy. I was way too close to it. I was too friendly, you know, etc., etc. And then you just put it out and move on, and that's it. And you never think about this again. And you keep doing your normal content, and then eventually, you know, it all peters out and you're golden, you know? But it's like, you take a few L's so that you can move on. But it feels like there's this desperate attempt now to kind of mold the situation to fit a narrative he wants to perpetuate, which just isn't going to happen, you know? People are not going to listen to this that are in the know, and the only people that will listen to this are going to be in the know about the circumstances. No, I don't think they're going to listen to this and be like, and buy into this narrative. Do you know what I mean? I think people are going to see it for what it is. But yeah.
Trying to make sure you were like, you would stop and slow down and make the right decisions for yourself. I genuinely don't believe you would have made any police reports or anything to get your life in order if we hadn't been here to fucking coach you and push you along. What I said on Beckett's stream, you somehow made yourself a victim in that, because I said the ideal outcome is that you make IRL friends and you don't need us anymore. That was not at all mean-spirited or something you should have taken offense to. You should have real-life friends who care about you, so that you don't...
See, like, this is all playing out. We can all see this now. And I feel like when he spoke to Beckett, it felt like he was trying to, like, very much distance himself from Synnibear.
How do I make money off depressed
and at, like,
for what it's worth,
you know,
I believe that Jar had no inappropriate intentions and is just a dud. Kumo, on the other hand, is a moron playing an evil genius.
Thank you for the super chat. No, dude, I don't know, dude. I feel, dude, it feels like people are recontextualizing the Jar stuff. I don't think that's true. I think Jar did have inappropriate intentions. The idea he's just a bumbling retard. I mean, no. Come on.
Don't need your internet friends anymore. That is ideally the most healthy outcome for you. That came from a place of caring, and you somehow, in victimizing yourself, made it seem like we didn't care because I said that. How did you delude yourself like this? Do you believe anything?
Yeah, that's my take. Like, there's good arguments that you can make as to this pedo-wussy take, but I just think, to me, it seems more likely that Kumo was trying to get a birdie, and he felt that Synnibear was a good avenue with which to do it. You know? That's my perspective.
Thing that comes out of your own mouth.
It was something else you said. It was something about, like, getting me out of the way so that you could...
Getting the discourse about you out of the way. Is exactly what I said. Getting the Synny stuff over with, so that when I talk about Birdie, people don't go, oh, well, what about Synny? What about Synny? It's like, well, Synny's been we've already discussed Synny. That's exactly what I said. I don't know how you're misquoting me, or, like, fucking misremembering whatever, like, what the part that you're talking about. But I was very clear. I was talking about the discourse around you, so that I could so I could start a different discourse and have a different discussion. Without a...
I think the problem is Jar looks better because she took the L. See, dude... Yeah, maybe publicly somewhat, but from what I understand, he was behind the scenes the night of that call trying to find out who leaked stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were similar calls of Jar acting like this. You know.
Fucking constant whataboutism. That's why.
But also, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Kumo, but didn't you say the same thing on the ChudLogic stream, something she also watched but was happy with the conclusion of?
Oh.
Yeah, no, I said the exact same thing on a stream that you had no issues with.
I don't know if it was the same wording. I'd have to look back at it.
Well, it's not like it fucking matters now, Synny.
Yeah, I don't know if it does.
I mean, why would it? Right?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Anything else you want to talk about, or anything you want to say?
So is Queeman right? Is pedo puss being targeted? Yes. Queeman's always right.
Synny?
Actually, yes, Synny, you do have something you want to talk about. Well, at least I want you to talk about. I want you to reiterate what you've been saying to Goblin.
But how do I make money?
And make that make sense with where we're at now. Please, if you wouldn't mind. If you would be so kind.
It's just...
Thank you for the $3. Yeah, I mean, dude, he laid out his plan. He said he was going to take some L's. He said to me privately he was going to put out a video, an unlisted video, doing this essentially. And I'm like, okay, cool, good idea. But instead he's done this. He's arguing with fucking Queeman on Twitter. He's releasing this call to try and further this idea that he's like disavowing Synnibear. It's so simple. Hey guys, I just need to make a quick video. You know, I just want to say I did make some pretty big mistakes with this Synnibear stuff. I got way too close to it, you know. I should have crossed my T's and dotted my I's. I shouldn't have gotten as close to the story. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's literally it. Because, yeah, you're going to get some shit for it, but that's far better, tanking some shit and then just continuing on, than this extended shit that is now happening off the back of it, you know? I don't know. It's so mind-boggling to me that people just can't, you know, take the right path, which is going to lead to the least shit overall and allow you to just continue on, leaving this behind you. Crazy.
After all this, I don't know who to trust.
Or you don't?
And I don't know.
Do you even trust yourself?
No, honestly.
Oh. That's a damn shame.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot is wrong with me.
Bro, this guy's insane. It's just so crazy that he's gone from, you know, about a month ago being super friendly to this person in DMs.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And now
but how
this.
do I make money off depressed people?
Chud, I like JustARobot had a plan. His version of slaying retarded pedo pussy was not the same as mine. Mine requires trains and effort.
Thank you for the tip. Appreciate it. Bro, I don't want to feel bad for Synnibear, okay? Because Synnibear's a total freak, but this is like deranged. Yes, shoe on head, exactly. Very performative, so he can distance himself from all this. That's what I think's happening. Oh, look, here's a call where I spoke to them and told them straight what's going on.
But a lot more is wrong with
Give
you.
another-
I mean, it's like, bro, it's like it seemingly changes week by week how you're approaching this individual.
Question? Okay, Goblin, thank you. You have another question for me? You want to know what specifically is wrong with me? Is it going to help you? Is it going to make you feel any better?
Oh, just why the fuck?
Why the fuck? I don't have any more empathy for you. Quite frankly, I don't appreciate being lied to, let alone...
She didn't almost drag him into this. He dragged him... Dude, what? He dragged himself in. What are you on about? He's the one that was pushing the convo privately with her like a few weeks ago. I don't think this is a case of him getting pulled into it. Like, he decided to have this ongoing, you know, conversation. Fucking hell. Yeah, there doesn't need to be an overcorrection. It's just so pointless, and it just makes him look worse to anyone that knows about the story.
Alone to this extent. I'm actually, despite what people think, or despite...
Yes,
you know,
he did. And listen, of course, I'm very appreciative of the fact that he's been up front, and that doesn't change. It's good that he's decided to release them. But it's like, I don't know whether he doesn't realise how bad the DMs look, whether he forgot what was in there, or what the situation is. But yeah, those DMs are pretty fucking bad. And they show a pattern of, like, you know, trying to getting so close to Synnibear you can't see the fucking wood for the trees and can't see the reality of it. But yeah.
what I make people think, I'm a very forgiving person. I'm a very compassionate and empathetic person. And just like everyone else, I have a tolerance. And you've surpassed that tolerance.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And you know,
but how do I make money?
it's astonishing to me, Synny, that
Kumo
you...
is also probably being vindictive. You fucked up my master plan, you bitch. Slappity slap slap.
Thank you for the super
He
chat.
got exposed, and somehow, it's Synny's fault.
You ran my patience thin without me even knowing. I don't know how I had to go nearly almost a month, before I found out that you did this. All this talk about, yes, Synny, I'm not going to ditch you. You know, I'm here as long, like, I'm here as long as you're, like, trying to better yourself, this, that, and the third. I'm going to be here. That you did this without me knowing. And then I find out, and I'm like, oh, wow. And, you know...
Yeah, it's like, if Kumo had, you know, taken a step back. I mean, admittedly, maybe early on, it's a bit unclear before, like, Synnibear leaks all the DMs.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
This is cuck rage. Okay, thank you for the $2. But if Kumo had just taken a step back and he looked across all of the information, I feel like he could have easily, you know, come to the conclusion of, oh, I probably don't want to... This is not the case to stake my reputation on, you know? Whereas it feels now he's trying to come up with this other idea, this other concept of, you know...
The last thing, trying to better yourself, this, that, and the third, I'm going to be here.
He's like coming up with another reason as to why the ties were cut. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense if I explain it properly? It's like, oh, there's some other reason now that this has happened the way it has.
You did this without me knowing. And then I find out, and I'm like, oh, wow. Wow. And you know, for the last 2 days, I've been very conflicted about this confrontation. And you know what made this so much easier, Synny? You ask what?
It cut
Ask
out.
what?
But...
Okay, sorry. Do you know what makes this easier, Synny? Because the last 2 days I've been like really conflicted about it. But you know how you made it easier? You ducked and dodged us, and then you played the fucking victim about it. I don't feel any guilt now.
Okay,
there was like a little doubt in my mind that maybe I could be charitable to you again. And you just fucking squandered that.
Okay, I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, he did really. This is his. Wow, it was released by this romantic goblin person, and he's promoted it. He's retweeted it, I think. I don't know, dude. Oh, Kumo bros, it's never been more over.
Makes this easier, Synny, because the last 2 days I've been like really conflicted about it. But you know how you made it easier?
How?
You ducked and dodged us, and then you played the fucking victim about it. I don't feel any guilt now. There was like a little doubt in my mind that maybe I could be charitable to you again. And you just fucking squandered that too. So what do you have to say to me?
I can't really think straight at the moment. I don't think I even have my thoughts in order. I know I'm upset. Just...
Even this cool, like, bro, you're so in the weeds with this and way too fucking close to this. This is like a perfect case study on why getting too close to shit like this is just a mistake. You end up fucking tangled up in issues for weeks. Keep some distance. Talk about what's happened. Give fair analysis of the evidence and move on. Like, you should not be fucking, you know, weeks after the fact in these cool... Dude, it's just so crazy to me. He's way too fucking close. It's just mind-boggling to me. This art commentary community tendency to get so close to stuff. It's completely crazy. Like, you got people that you're friends with, and maybe you make mistakes and you trust someone who later fucks you over, or they're a weirdo. It happens. But, you know, be friends with people that you're friends with. But then anyone that's a story, keep your distance. Speak only to clarify aspects of the story or interview them about the story. Do not become their personal fucking advisor, their personal attorney, their personal confidant. It's like so... Like, look at the consequence. You end up here, you know? Yeah, and also it's like, yeah, of course, you fucking played with fire and you got burned. You know, tangled with the fucking nonce and it's caused you loads of problems. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Do you think in the meantime Goblin could say her piece while you figure out how you want to say it?
Yeah.
Alright. Go on, Goblin.
I want to bring up something because Himpleton brought it to me and Barry's attention, and we brought it up to Kumo, sort of, about Enno, and it's one of the things, like, you know, you didn't really tell us that this part, you had Enno read out the fucking rape comic in VC?
What the fuck? What fresh hell is this? Huh?
Like the dialogue. I didn't think to mention it. It just didn't seem like a...
All the questions we were asking you about you needing to be 100% honest about what was, like, damning and shit.
I mean, I didn't even think about it. It didn't even come across my mind.
And, you know, I was thinking about asking you that when it was coming out because it was being brought up with the Pee-wee.
Okay, like, obviously, reading out a rape comic when you're 20 to a 14-year-old is totally fucking deranged behaviour. But what about all the other fucking deranged behaviour that was evidenced before this? Like, why is this such a big thing? It just feels like crafting a reason to act more outraged now to seem like, oh, well, that's the problem. That I can't believe you did that. And it's like, well, the other stuff they did was really bad as well. Why are you not concerned about that before this?
Stuff. And that one person who was like schizophrenic that you knew when you were a minor yourself too, that this was a thing you do. You'd ask anyone you share that comic with to read it. I was going to go on and ask you if you'd done that to Enno, but I didn't get a chance to because I was busy, and then you were also starting to judge us. But then I had Himpleton come up and ask me, hey, did you know about this? At least with Enno.
What? Okay, I mean, it's obviously terrible, but there's plenty there to condemn Synnibear on already without getting to that point.
I don't know, it's just like a...
Hey, Kumo, does knowing that fact change anything for you?
Yeah, quite a bit. Because that's, like, literally asking her to engage in your fetish.
What? So the was, you know, endlessly talking about the things that you enjoy sexually to this person not enough? No, this is the thing that changes everything. It's just so delusional. It's, yeah, it comes across as so contrived and fucking, yeah, put on. Oh, what? You read they read the commentary? Oh, right, well, now, I didn't know that before. There's enough there already, and you fucked up. Bro, just take the L. You should have known and you didn't. Why are you trying to come up with this embarrassing post-hoc cope that this is the one thing that changes everything now? Come on, dude. Do you think people are going to buy this? Fuck me.
It was mostly just, like, being able to, like, hear what her reaction was.
Oh,
like,
okay. No, we're done. We're done.
What?
We're done. No.
What?
I'm not. You said that so fucking coldly and clearly. Oh my god.
Good dude, this is like terrible acting, man. Come on, bro. This is just obvious acting. This creation of some new revelation that reveals details that mean that now you're done. Oh, before you were willing to go on a limb for them. But now, this new piece of information, that is the point of disavowal. Dude, there was enough there already. You didn't pay heed to it, and you took the L. Fine. But just admit that and move on. Why does it have to be this contrived fucking call and you're disavowing them on this new information? Oh my god, bro.
I'm baffled.
You know...
You asked her to read it, and you wanted her reaction. Do you know what that means?
Like, I wanted to see if she liked it or not.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Bro, it's
and
like...
I really bothered to dispute what your intentions might have been.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I just like getting feedback.
Off depressed people.
You were in sales. You have an unspoken rebuttal. He isolated from everyone an autistic girl, then destroyed her mercilessly. Fair enough.
Thank you for the $5. Rocket in house. Yeah, this is post jar. This is post just a robot destruction. Rationalization to avoid taking an L. Dude. Not good. Not good at all. Just say you fucked up. That's it. That's the easiest way out of all of this. Then you can just move forward. Instead of this.
I didn't
feedback during sex.
Not sex, no.
You wanted feedback, and effectively, what is a sex act?
I didn't think it was like that.
Having her read out a rape comic out loud.
And this is what I was talking about on like Twitter and shit. That recently I've realized that everyone else was right for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
I am actually glad that you spoke to Jar, and I'm actually.
Yeah, this is, dude. Right for the wrong reasons. I think what he's trying to point out is people were right to disavow you, but it was on the false premise that you're a full-blown PDF. Whereas now I've got this information, I can correctly disavow you. Just take the L, dude. Is it really that fucking hard? Just take the fucking L, bro. It's that easy. What has changed for him? That's the thing I don't understand. He said to me he was going to do a video. And he said publicly he was going to do a video taking the L. But now he's come up with this fucking... What? This call to performatively disavow on this new information. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. Totally the wrong move. Completely the wrong move on this. You know, arguing with Queeman. Mossad operative Queeman on fucking Twitter. And, you know, I watched some of Queeman's coverage. I don't watch all of it, but he seemed pretty, like, obviously he's harsh. But that's just Queeman all over. But, you know, he's been pretty reasonable in what he was saying. He's been critical, you know, rightly of the stuff there. And he doesn't want to talk to him on stream. This apparently was better than talking to Queeman on stream and maybe just taking an L and moving on. Or doing your own video. Just... Dude, these people have got totally the wrong concept of what to do. It's crazy.
Glad in hindsight. And I'm glad he made that terrible video, and I'm glad I uploaded it before he could. And I'm glad that you didn't talk to me for the following 20 or 34 hours. Because in that time, I was able to digest your involvement in that call and really figure out what the fuck it was that you were saying and how you were acting. Because at first I had tunnel vision just fixated on Jar, and then it took me the rest of the day to hear you over and over and over, and then it really clicked with me.
Okay, that's
what the fuck is wrong with
but
you?
How do I make money off depressed people?
This guy is just having post-nut clarity.
Thank you for the $5. I just... Was everything else not enough? Like, I'm just like blown away by the idea this is going to pull all over people's eyes. As if all the other shit wasn't enough already. Fucking hell, dude. Fuck me, bro. This is terrible.
It clicked with me that what you were saying was not adjacent to what in that call was not adjacent to what how you've been with us. Complete fucking 180. I knew something was off. And I actually came and told you that reflected very poorly on you. I just didn't realize. I just didn't realize that it wasn't with the public it was going to reflect poorly with. It was with us, is how that was going to reflect poorly. Because no matter what you do, it's going to reflect poorly with the public. But the parts that were problematic were specifically things that I would care about, and I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that because I was so focused on the guy I already didn't like. And the guy that I was already concerned was going to, try and do shit to you. Do you understand, Synny, that you...
Yeah, this feels like taking a kind of a small L, right? It feels like serving up a little L. Oh, you know, I was too focused on Jar, right? And I feel like he's done this as well elsewhere, where he kind of gives a small L out, and it doesn't really speak to the enormity of the fuck up that you've made. You know? A mini L. Yeah, exactly.
Were in the perfect position for him to take advantage of you? Well, why would you say no to him?
I didn't realize that.
Why would you say no to him, though? He was your savior. He gave you false hope. You were probably willing to do anything as long as it meant he fixed your career, weren't you?
I guess I didn't realize how bad it was yet.
Do you know, do you understand the gravity?
Yeah, exactly. That's the other problem for Kumo too, is he's been very smug about it. And he's acted like the people that are going at him for defending Synny so much were being unreasonable. And they weren't, really. I'm sure, look, there's always retards on every side of a conversation. And I'm sure there's people who were massively out of pocket in the things they were saying and the points they were making. But you can't really, that doesn't matter. What does it matter, bro? The behavior's bad. The behavior's always been bad. It's been bad from the start. The documents maybe are not precise and got all the worst of it in there, but the DMs were there at some point to look through. Yeah. Listen, guys, I know you're pushing the scorn lover line, okay? I personally do not agree with you, but the problem is he's left so much room for that interpretation that, you know, I mean, I can't really, yeah, I can understand why people think like that, you know? I just personally think it was about this, you know, obsession with getting at Birdie. Then Jar gets involved and he hates Jar. You know, he wants to fucking shit on Jar as well.
Gravity of that, like if you had met up with him, for example, which is probably something he would have pushed for if we let this continue. If you would have met up with him, do you understand like who this guy is?
Well, I do now.
What do you think would have happened? Especially if we didn't know about it.
Probably really gross things.
Wait, what?
I didn't.
Bro, I don't think JustARobot is a rapist. Wait, what? Dude. I don't think JustARobot would have raped this Wait, what? Dude, this is insane. Just a rapist. Just a rapist. What does the R stand for? You think it's a robot? No, it's rapist, actually. Nah, this is deranged.
Know about that. Like, I didn't hear that.
You were warned about him.
Just a rape
Not
bot.
like that.
Yes,
You didn't tell me any of that.
Just a rape bot, that's it.
Did I need to?
He was like a fucking weirdo.
Oh! Oh wow, it's like the nitty-gritty didn't really fucking matter because you were already warned about him. I don't know. He seems alright. You didn't care who he was, Synny. You didn't care. Because even after he made those weird passes at you and you identified that it was weird, you didn't think, oh, something's up. I should probably not talk to him. You thugged it out.
Did you miss out the cut? He told Synny something about Jar. Wait, what exactly? Okay.
You powered through it. And I bet he would have graped you and you would have stayed quiet about it.
Okay,
so long as it meant your fucking career was fixed. Something we told you isn't in the fucking cards. JustARobot is an arrogant, ignorant, fucking bigoted ass. You and any other woman he's ever spoken to is a sex object. Black people and people of color are just a token for him to weaponize and defend himself from any sort of assertion that he's like offensive or problematic.
But why is he wait, what? This is quite surprising. I didn't get the impression that Kumo was like, you know, particularly concerned with progressive sentiments. I'm pro Jar again. Okay, guys, please do not fucking... Look, end of the day, Jar's taken his licks. I'm sure he's still an autist and did stupid shit out of the cool. But Jar's been like fucking wrecked. I don't know, dude. Maybe he has taken an L. I'm not defending Jar, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, Kumo just seems unable to do that. And, yeah, I don't know. But don't fucking... Listen, can we stop acting like Jar's based, okay? Jar is not based, alright? Oh.
The guy is... And, like, we told you he was trouble. We didn't get into exactly why, because we didn't think it would really matter to you. We told you he was trouble. You saw red flags. And then it took Goblin to show me his video and his interview for me to like be able to intervene. Because you did this behind our backs. You have actively, Synny, at every chance that I've given you advice because you didn't like how it sounded, or because it just wasn't what you wanted to hear, you have actively sought out different opinions. Even though those opinions were telling you consistently, constantly, that you should trust me. And I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not your fucking defense attorney. I can't fix anything for you. I'm just trying to help you.
I'm not your... Bro. That feels like it was aimed personally at me. I don't know, maybe I'm fucking reading too much into it. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I've fucking been saying. You're just a YouTuber. You know, you shouldn't be like a defense attorney for people. Like that, yeah, that is like what I say, what I've said about this whole thing. No. I don't even know. I'm not saying he's a skinwalker. I'm saying it feels like it's almost like he's talking to me and only me. No, it feels like again the part of this effort to change to post hoc change the narrative when he has acted as her defense attorney, in my perspective, in those DMs, you know. Yeah. What, are people buying this, or are they being critical in the responses? Why is Kumo high-key giving Leo convo right now? Uh-oh. Kumo is an idiot and can't take an L to save his life. There's no way he heard the comic was read over a call and just now understands the severity of the situation. I mean, yeah, he's getting a lot of criticism for this. I don't think people are really buying his kind of, you know, effort to post hoc manipulate the kind of narrative here. And this is why his only choice was and is to take an L and move on. But for some reason he's decided this pathway, which is like just completely absurd. Like, Kumo is not fucking escaping this without taking the pretty substantial L. And the sooner he does it, the better. This was a stupid decision to attempt to pull the wool over people's eyes, and clearly it isn't working. You know, and people that know about the story. Because you're going to have people that, like me, that are fair, that are looking at this reasonably, okay? But the people that don't like Kumo are not going to be convinced by this, right? They're going to be even harsher. So, you know, they're going to be harsh no matter what you do. Bro, he doesn't even need to get the fucking ukulele out. Become the cut slut king. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, dude. Just seems, yeah, dumb. Dumb.
But not anymore. And especially because, like, I was wrong about your intent now. I thought I was just wrong about, like, I thought I was just wrong about you as a person, that you just didn't want to change. I was wrong about your intent. You've just fucking self-reported here. Do you have anything you want to say for yourself?
I didn't realize it was this bad.
What you didn't realize was this bad?
Just me. Like, I don't know how to put it into words. Just...
Synny, I'm curious. Can I ask something?
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you still, wanting or hoping that you could go back somehow to your YouTube career?
That's a good question, actually. I'm interested to see this.
I mean, a part of me does, just because that's my normal. That's what I've always had. That's...
Right. Delusional.
Like, I just want to go back to some sort of normalcy, but...
Guys. You're a fucking... It's over. Right? Listen, you cannot fucking evade what you've done and have a career. Like, you might be able to carve out a few freaks that might follow you. But, dude, people are not going to want to fucking support you en masse. It's not over. It's over from what it was before. It's just crazy to me to be like, oh, well, you know, I want to go back to normalcy. It just seems fucking insane that this person has done something so crazy and they're just acting like, oh, I need to return to normalcy. And that's somehow a feasible thing. Yeah, maybe I'm overestimating the art community. Yeah, maybe I'm being too, You think people still watch? I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, the reality is, the normal situation is, if you engage in this behavior, is often too egregious to kind of come back from. But I'm sure that the art community would probably, some of them would overlook it, yeah. I mean, it probably isn't right. Like, it probably is the wrong thing. because this person's got such at the best, an insane impulse control problem, where they seemingly can't prevent themselves from sending degenerate artwork to a 14-year-old.
So, Kumo, question. With
Shoot.
what's been talked about here, are you going to call... Can we call her a pedophile now?
I don't know. I'm gonna need time to digest that.
I mean, I'm not attracted to children.
Are you?
No.
You sure?
Then why did you have Anno read
sure?
a fucking rape comic because you wanted
No. Wrong question, Goblin. Why were you interested in her reaction to a fucking rape comic?
I mean, her age had nothing to do with it. It was just shit. I thought of her as a friend, and I wanted my
Are you just
friend
an
to give
equal
me feedback.
opportunity offender?
What?
Are you just an equal opportunity offender?
I don't know what that means.
Dude, this flip from Kumo is so crazy. From the DMs where he was like being a defense attorney and personal counselor, and is now acting like this new piece of information completely flips the script, and now he's pressing her. It's fucking crazy. It was there all along. It was there all along. And now you're acting like this is some new information that gives you right to fucking flip the script. It's just fucking absurd.
Self-explanatory.
Or do you need me to spell it out for you? Of what equal opportunity offender means?
I can try to guess, but
It means it doesn't matter the age or gender or whatever. It was just someone who expressed some modicum of interest in your fetish. So you decided to take advantage and engage with them in that. And take advantage.
We genuinely believed, Synny, that you were just oversharing and this was like a result of you being super autistic. We gave you that benefit of the doubt when nobody else would. We were the only...
and that was a mistake. You should never have done that. That was a mistake. But Kumo seems completely incapable of accepting and admitting that massive L. It's mental.
One's being fair. And rather than just being honest...
I thought I was being honest. I didn't.
No,
I wasn't trying to hide things.
You weren't trying to omit important details like that. No.
But I didn't think it was an important detail.
That's so convenient. Oh, did you forget that it happened?
I didn't forget. Well, I wasn't thinking about it.
Do you think about anything?
Not as of lately.
That's a lie.
I mean,
That's
I don't know. I've been feeling kind of brain foggy, but...
You know, all this time, like every time you've come to me and you're like, I don't know what to think, I don't know what to do, oh, I'm freaking out. You know what I think that was?
What?
I think that was a cover for what you weren't telling me.
Welcome.
I think you just couldn't communicate, or think, quote unquote, think.
Hey, Mean Cuisine, thank you for the gifted sub, appreciate it.
Straight, because there was something something you were doing behind our backs, because there literally was.
Are you stimming your mouse? I'm not stimming my mouse. I am scrolling the click wheel a bit, but obviously my noise gate isn't working. So
I think that's what that was. That's my theory of the day. Is that you refused or could not communicate any of what was bothering you because you knew we would disapprove. Am I wrong on that? Am I like crazy far off?
I mostly just... I don't think that's right. It's just... I don't know how to fix
if it is
my
right,
own problems.
If it is right, Synny, what use is there in, like, denying it?
I mean, I don't think it's right. I don't...
You don't think it is? Could it be? Honestly, Synny, what is the use in denying anything? Honestly, don't think about the right answer. There's only one. It's the truth. So what's the truth?
I don't want to think that I'm just this terrible.
Well, to be honest, I didn't either. You haven't really left me much choice on that, though, have you?
I guess not. I didn't...
You know what's crazy, Synny, is we're giving you chances to respond, and you're just, like...
I'm having trouble. I I don't know. At first, I thought, like, you said, like, that I was coming to these conclusions way too late and that I didn't mean what I said. I thought the issue before was just that I was putting my energy into the wrong place because I was talking to Enno about this stuff when that shouldn't have happened. But my
yes,
realization.
That was also an issue, and I forgave. I dropped it and I said, you know what, whatever. There's nothing we can do about that because it was out of any one of our fucking control. It was stupid and it was honestly very self-sabotage. It was self-sabotage, but honestly, I'm glad you did it now. I'm glad you did. Because it's making all of this easier.
My new realization was just that it shouldn't be for anyone, honestly. Like that
it's just it feels like Synnibear's like a piñata and is like hoisted up in the air. And fucking Kumo, Goblin is not speaking as much, but it's like they're just bashing her like a piñata until, enough cover comes out to give their actions some level of cover, rather than just take the L and say, I fucked up, oops, and move on. It's like, where was this fucking energy in the DMs when you were like being the defense attorney and stuff? This is all just cover for not wanting to take an L. Oh.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
These people are not achieving what they think they are with this. Deeply painful listening with the overwhelming context TBH.
Thank you for the super chats.
Okay, that's
listen.
wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
This Kumo guy is really trying to make this as dramatic as possible, clearly trying to get anyone watching to think he's the morally superior. Synny doesn't even know what's happening, it's so obvious.
I mean, like, God. Synny is a total freak, okay? But I can at least look at this and think, well, Synny is a nonce, but also they're having to contend with this insane hot and cold shit, essentially. That, to me, it seems quite obvious to serve the purpose of Kumo avoiding having to take an L and making it look like he's always been this harsh and critical of Synny. And it really undermines this idea of him trying to help her. Like, and all of it just shows why you shouldn't get this close to this stuff. You just end up in a total mess like this. It's crazy.
Thought the way I thought was just normal.
Well, no. Yes, he has been critical of Synny, but he's also unreasonably defended Synny in the past and also helped way beyond what he should have helped. Like, he needs to fucking say take an L for the helping the Synny so closely and so insanely, and for getting it wrong in terms of arguing a toss about the grooming thing. But he's not doing that. Instead, he's trying to craft a narrative where it seems like he's always been critical of Synnibear, when that's not true. A nonce and a pedo are the same thing, and that's exactly what you are, Spinal BJ. You're both.
I thought that, it was normal to talk to people the way I did.
Okay, question. So
at first I thought it was just the issue of me talking to a minor like that, but I'm realizing I shouldn't be talking to anyone like that.
Wait, so Sandy, you don't see an issue by having a minor read you porn?
I mean, this is the person who didn't have an issue with sending porn to a minor. Why are you acting like this is some sort of So you really... No, of course not. They're totally deranged and have got no concept of, legitimate social interaction. What? Why are you acting like this is some big claim? So you really think there's not... Of course they don't. They're totally fucked in the head. Synnibear is. Oh, man. Just take the L. It's that easy. Yeah, I fucked up. I got too close to it. I should have seen it before. Done. This is painful.
She never said that. She never said that. No, Synny. You knew it was an issue because we told you this is beyond just kids. And this is what I've been saying vehemently from the rooftops, that it's beyond just kids. You are a danger to not only yourself, but everyone around you. Men, women, children, maybe even animals. You're a danger to everyone around you. You have problems that are much deeper rooted than what everyone is saying they are. You need to work on these problems. You need to go to therapy. And you know what you've said to me for like nearly the last month? Even post-Jar interview? You know what you've been saying to me? In response to each and every point there. Yes, Kumo, you're right. And you've even parroted what I've said. You very consistently parrot what I said. But in the Jar interview, even after you've been fucking parroting what I said, you went completely mask off. Because nothing you said to me, none of the nodding along that you did, none of the supposed epiphanies you had that I helped you realize what was actually going on by talking about it and challenging it and questioning it, none of that was real. You didn't actually understand that YouTube was probably out of the cards for you. You didn't believe that. You, for the longest time, have been acting like you knew that you did something wrong and you knew
Again, like, in the DMs, particularly in the early days of their conversation, Kumo was saying things. I mean, he even brings up the Pyro thing. He even mentions Pyro as an example. Just like JustARobot did. You know, like, I think Kumo bears some responsibility for this false concept that Synnibear is going to be okay. Because early on, he was pushing that idea to Synnibear directly. Like, this is your fault too. You have contributed to this dynamic where Synnibear thinks it's more rosy than it truly is. This is crazy, bro. Oh. And Synnibear, like, dude, Synnibear is obviously latching on to whatever she can to get support, you know? That's no one's job. Especially not a fucking YouTuber. What the fuck? I don't think he... Dude, what is this fucking insane sweeping? I don't think he ever said Synny was going to be okay. If you go and read their DMs, it's very clear that, you know, the implication he's suggesting is that things are going to be fine. And that you just need to find ways to talk about this. He even brings up Pyro as a fucking example. Now, yes, I do think that it's clear in the conversation he does, you know, later on come to his senses and go, oh, I didn't know about this aspect, so I can't defend you anymore. Right at the end of the combo. But in the early days of it, it's, you know, very supportive and very, like, he's literally crafting narratives as to, you know, to explain away certain behavior. It's like way too much, way too fucking much, and way more than just being nice to Synnibear or helping them. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It just... like, this constant flip-flopping he's done. And then he's trying to act like he's been consistent the whole time. It's just delusional. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that all of this is a product of him wanting to go after Birdie, hating Jar, you know? I don't think he's thought about this from like a rational top-down perspective. It's just almost instinctual. Yeah, and this is the other problem too, is this narrative that he was, to me at least, he said, you know, I was publicly condemning her, or my private conversation didn't affect my public take. And I'm just totally, like, I don't believe that. I don't think it's possible to have a private conversation where you're desperately trying to support someone and help them and it have no impact on what you say publicly. Just doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe that. And apparently these streams got taken down by copyright strikes, so I can't see them anymore. But, dude. No, I don't think he's trying to get pedo pussy. I don't think that's the reason, personally. But I see why people argue that.
What needed to change, and you actually didn't. You've admitted that actively. Since we have been upset and you saw Beckett's stream, you have actively self-reported that you didn't think you didn't think that you needed to change. You know how much that pisses me off, Cinny?
A lot, I'm guessing.
You have assumed I have been mad at you so many times when I wasn't. But now I'm actually mad at you. I'm genuinely frustrated that I didn't know, I could not have known about this until JustARobot came in and fucked everything up for you. And I don't know if you heard, but FBS Diesel had the greatest take about Jar's video. You know what his take was?
Okay, that's wonderful.
What?
But how do I make money?
It was the
off
best
press
fucking Synnibear exposed video, unintentionally. And I'll be real with you, before you just self-reported in this call, my reasoning for not wanting to help you, and just, like, cutting you off, was just because you wouldn't help yourself, and that you're a liar, and I'm not going to waste my energy on someone like you. Now, now there's, like, a different tone to everything. You didn't think you needed to change, but you made this girl read your
Yeah, I watched Tate Street's video earlier today.
fucking
You want to go back and watch it?
rape comic?
No, I thought, again, it's just the aspect of what needed to change. It's
No, Cinny.
It's so wild to me that the sending of the rape comic in and of itself is something that, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, you know, inappropriate, or, you know, don't call it grooming. That's definitely not grooming. I'm still being willing to defend someone off that, but it's the reading of it that apparently is the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's fake. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. There's no way. It doesn't make any sense. It's an excuse to publicly berate this person so you can present the image that you've always had these kind of criticisms of Synnibear, when it's just not true. Yeah, I don't know. Take the L. Move on. That's it. That's the best solution here, but it's too late, I think.
You shouldn't be trying to engage in fucking non-con fetishes with strangers. You engage in BDSM in the bedroom with someone you trust. You talk about sex shit in that very, like, intimate and inappropriate manner with an adult, one whom you trust. Preferably someone you're in a, like, committed romantic relationship with. That's preferable.
shit. I've like done this since I was a kid. I didn't like.
Oh, but you've been very aware of that fact, though.
Like just
it
the
wasn't
fact.
right, though. It was normalized to you.
Wait, what was this?
You know, in that very, like, intimate and inappropriate manner with an adult, one whom you trust. Preferably someone you're in a, like, committed romantic relationship with. That's preferable.
Shit, I've like done this since I was a kid. I didn't like.
Oh, but you've been very aware of that fact, though.
Like just
it
the
wasn't
fact.
right, though. It was normalized to you. Do you know like what it means if something has to be normalized?
I mean, to be made as if it was normal.
I think there is this complete degeneracy in the art community, but I mean, the problem is it doesn't make it, you know, in any way acceptable or okay. Maybe you can contextualize an action, but outside of like complete degens, I don't understand. Like, everyone's gonna look at this and go, "Well, that's fucked that you did that." Like, whatever you want to call it, that's fucked up that you would send that kind of comic. Yeah, the more I look into this, man, I'm glad I'm kind of just a tourist, really, at all of this degeneracy. I'd never pull a Beckett, let's put it that way. I feel Beckett is very often embroiled in all this fucking crazy shit. It's too much. No, thank you. I'm just going to pass on. I'm passing through. I'm just passing through, guys, okay? I'm passing through, and on the way, chucking a spanner at a robot. Did you, Creeman? I think Beckett has got a lot of potential to go somewhere, but he needs to stop getting hyper obsessed with this completely degenerate, insane drama that is, you know, I mean, this is like obviously fun to talk about, but like this shouldn't be your bread and butter, I don't think. I just lucked out with JustARobot thing because he's like a big YouTuber, a 200k sub YouTuber that spoke about it in a retarded way. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just, You know, Glupshitto has done something with Scrimblow Bimblow. It's too much, dude.
Like,
No. Do you know? Just ask what?
what?
It means it wasn't fucking normal before.
Right. It's just, I don't know.
And you didn't realize this was an issue until now, but you have parroted the fact that you were normalized to it from a young age. And that it is, you still have some responsibility, but it might not entirely be your fault that you've just been misguided. And you've actively fucking said that. And you're telling me now you didn't, you're a fucking liar, Cinny, you're a liar. You didn't recognize it was an issue, even though you've sounded conscious that it was an issue. I realize now you were just parroting what I was saying so that we'd be happy. You were just trying to say whatever would please us. Because in the reality of it, Cinny, is you thought you did nothing fucking wrong. You didn't actually believe any of what we told you, that it's probably not in the cards for you to come back to YouTube. I genuinely believe Beckett's theory that you only strung us along to benefit you in any way we could. In any way possible. I believe that now. For you to not have real...
I mean, yeah, I think this is probably true, but to sound like a broken record, this is why you just don't get this close to people like this. I mean, it's just... Oh...
Until now that this was the issue means that the entire time that you have literally, out of your own mouth, expressed the issue, it means you didn't believe it. And you've said it for the last fucking month. And I don't know why you're lying to me again, because before, when I pressed you on this in the text messages, Cinny, you were suggesting that you have to come to this conclusion on your own. So you've already acknowledged that you've just been parroting what I said. And you've just been like entertaining this discussion so that we thought that there was nothing up. What do you mean you don't want to believe you're a bad person? You know you are. You're just actively in denial.
I mean...
I am sick. I have a knot in my stomach, knowing that I tried to help you, and you actually are a predator. There was intent. There was clear intent. You made her read it to you. You wanted her reaction. That is intent. Fuck what everyone else is saying.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's like this little small L being presented. But it's on the basis of acting like this new information is what's changed this, when it was obvious all along. I mean... Oh, this is rough, dude. This is rough stuff. Rough situation, I'd say. He said a knot in his stomach, to be clear. That'd be fucking weird, okay?
Saying about you, Cinny. Fuck every other point they're making. They are right for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, this performative outrage to save his own ass. It's not becoming. It's not very, it's just completely retarded. And no one is buying it, from what I can see. A lot of people are saying, like, yeah, seeing it for what it is. And I think a video just saying his piece about what he fucked up would be way, way better fucking than this.
They don't even know how they're right. They are flinging shit at the wall, hoping it sticks, not actually trying to understand the issue. And then they're sitting here trying to debate bro me about it. And they're being super fucking weaselly because they'll agree that they'll concede and agree that I'm not defending you and I'm not enabling you, right? And then they'll continue as soon as I'm gone to use that fucking language. And I'm so appalled that this is who you really are, and I've gone through that on your behalf. Not because I'm defending you, but because it's fair. Because I was...
I mean, again, he's like presenting this image to cast doubt on like what people are saying about the situation, but the DMs are there, and it's like obvious he was doing that. He's talking about Queeman. I think he's talking about Queeman, isn't he?
Under the false impression that it was the truth. That they were wrong. But now, they are right for the wrong reasons. I wish these people had the insight I have now. And they're probably going to be coping and pulling their hair out, trying to deny that this is how it is. But genuinely, Cinny, I have been so wrong. I have been so wrong. My argumentation wasn't even bad. Like in my point, like my conclusion that was still.
I did. I thought, oh, is he just going to take a clear, explicit L here, saying I was so wrong, and he's talking about his argumentation. What the fuck? What is this guy's deal?